All right, welcome to another Amber month. Hey fragrance family, I'm David and I'm a fragrance bro. Of course, your best source for everything fragrance related. Today I'm doing a review in my Amber series, Amber month. We called it DecAmber back in December. So today we're gonna be reviewing some fragrances from Sultan Pasha Attars. Now, when I was doing some research for Amber month, looking at some of the best rated fragrances for Ambers, one of the blogs that I really drew a lot of inspiration from and a lot of the choices from was Kafkaesque, the Kafkaesque blog. And they have a lot of Amber fragrances. Apparently they are huge Amber fans. And I took a lot of suggestions from them on their Ambers. One of the ones that they really recommended was a couple from Sultan Pasha Attars. Now, I'd never heard of them before, so I contacted them. They're in Great Britain. So they sent me a couple here. And they have these really cool little attar bottles that look kind of like Middle Eastern style attars. They have little wax seals on the top. Really cool, I really like that. Now, Sultan Pasha Attars has a ton of fragrances, about 30, I think, maybe more than that. They sent me about 30 samples of their line, these little sample vials here. All these fragrances are very, very strong, like super beast mode strong. And you only need like maybe a quarter of a drop to last all day, and seriously, that's all you need. One thing that really intrigued me about this line is that they definitely have a Middle Eastern influence, but it's not entirely a Middle Eastern style. So they kind of mix East and West styles here. They definitely take a lot of cues from Middle Eastern styles, especially with the presentation, how strong they are. But some of the ways that they develop on the skin are very much Western, so they're a little bit more complex. They have a lot more development. They have a little bit more nuance and a little bit more creativity than some Middle Eastern fragrances that I've smelled in the past. Now, the two that I'm gonna be talking about today in particular are two that were recommended on the Kafkaesque, and that is Cafe Ombre Noir and Resine Precieux. I'm really excited especially about Cafe Ombre Noir because it does mix coffee with amber. Coffee is one of those notes that gives people kind of a fragrance boner whenever they hear it, and coffee most of the time is not really done well in fragrances. And I don't know why, but every time someone mentions coffee in a fragrance, I just immediately forget all the experience I've had with that, and I want to try the fragrance to see if it has a good coffee smell. Most of the time, I'm very disappointed, but in this case, I'm not. It has a very wonderful coffee aroma to it. It's not super strong, which I really appreciate. You get a lot of the notes that are in here. Some of the notes that I really pick up on, coffee, definitely. There's definitely kind of this roasted coffee bean type of smell. There's also cocoa in here. There's oud, I believe, in here. There's beeswax in here, which adds a cool texture to it. And there's also vanilla, which kind of rounds everything out with the kind of resinous base there. But Cafe Ombre Noir also has this very pungent animalic note. Anyone who really likes kind of those skanky ouds or animalic scents will really like this. It really kind of just rounds off and beefs up the scent into just this really complex type of scent. It's a really beautiful composition, and it has almost a dusty texture to it. But overall, you get this really full, rich, syrupy amber that is semi-sweet and is dusty and woody. It's really, really great. Now, Resine Precieux is another one that he has, and it's a wonderful amber. It is a little bit more typical of some of the styles that you see for amber. It's very much in the resinous category with that heavy labdanum, but there is a lot of spice in there as well. So I also get a lot of cinnamon and cassia in there as well. And that brings out this hot quality that a lot of cinnamon and cassia brings out. But also there's this really beautiful floral note in there, and it's not super prominent. So whenever you smell it, you may not even be able to recognize what it is. But there's this just nice sheen, floral sheen to the fragrance on top that really adds this nice middle range to the fragrance. Amber scents can really be kind of base heavy, where they're all just low end. But he does a really good job of adding spice and some florals in there to kind of bring up the mid and the high end as well. And those florals also kind of transmit that kind of heat quality that it has, almost like hot air or steam in a way, but not wet. It's like a dry heat. It's really cool, and it's definitely worth trying out. Like I said, Sultan Pasha Attars sells little samples that you can go and try out. I'll have a link down below to them. Definitely go check them out, especially if anything I've said here resonates with you at all. Definitely check them out. Great, great house. Thanks again for watching. Of course, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. I love you for it. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave at the Fragrance Bros. Bye.